Ta-da! I think I can't have an intro anymore because my computer just can't handle the stress. So I guess it's just gonna be me yelling ta-da, or maybe someday I'll think of a theme song like Bailey Sarian had. Remember Bailey Sarian? Well, I mean she's still around, but for anyone who watches her, because hers is, or it was until she got big, and then she cut it out, and I'm like, that was my favorite part, and you've just ruined it all. Anyway, yeah, she was like, shana sha, shana sha, shana sha sha, shana sha. Anyway, yeah. So, hi guys. Thanks for coming. Oh, how come suddenly I have volume that I didn't ask for? There we go. So I'm cheating off my phone because Restream's a little weird. It missed a whole bunch of the first comments. Laura's going to sleep. Hello, Faith and Scotty and Trista. I'm surprised she's here. She's kind of a problem. I should block her. Victor, Chloe, Alex. Maybe just say boo. Yeah, that would be fun. Or boo if I'm in a bad mood. So today I'm going to talk about my time in university. And first off, I want to say, like, when I say university and not college, I'm not being all weird and hoity-toity. In Canada, it's different. So here, university is like university. Like, I went to the U of S, so like the University of Saskatchewan. Whereas college would be like a trade school. So just to make that clear, because I always feel self-conscious about that when I'm talking to American people. You American people. Oh, Susie. Hi, Susie. Oh, you lurk? Oh, that's awesome. Well, thanks you for telling me. I always wonder who's off in the background. That's cool. So, the icebreaker question that I thought of when I was just getting my water just now. What did everybody want to be when they grew up? Like, what was the first thing or the first few things like that you, when someone would ask, that you said you wanted to be? I think that's fun. For me, the very first thing when I was really, really young, because I don't really remember this, I told about it for like my whole life. But the very first thing that I said I wanted to be when I grew up was Indian, which is funny because like now I'm sure I was referring to Native and like, just looking at a lot of the culture, I think I really must have been drawn to the culture. But it's funny because nowadays being into like so much India stuff, it's like, oh, that kind of came true. That's weird. So I wonder if there's something to that. Teacher, yeah, I could see Linda being a teacher. You're really close on the spelling there, Alex, or Milky Way Galaxy. You have an extra A, so it's Sask, like Sask. And then an A, you've got the A and the K mixed up. That's all it is. Yes, Joni Mitchell is from there. Archaeologist, oh, that's a fun one. Yeah, and then I said teacher, as I think a lot of kids did, and then lawyer was in there, and I took like a law class in I think grade 8 or something. It was young for a law class. Where was it? No, no, it was high school. Yeah, it was high school. And it was interesting, but I was like, yeah, no, I can't do this. And then I toyed with the idea of astronomer, but I mean, you need math skills for that, which I do not have. So that was a quick, like, well, I'll just love it from afar kind of idea. And then, yeah, and then psychology. And I was chosen to be a peer counselor because at my school, they came to you and said, like, we want you to be the peer counselor. And it was like the first few years, I think, that they had done it. So anyway, I loved that and, being able to, and I learned a lot about like proper communication there. So that was really helpful. And it's honestly, I gained so much, I want to say language skills and communication skills, like from that from being on peer counseling, like probably more than university, honestly, which is kind of sad. But, that's not what psych and university teaches, which I learned quite quickly. So, okay, let's see what some people are saying here. Pizza delivery guy. uh, wanted to be a preacher. Monday wanted to be, oh my goodness. Tuesday you wanted to be the trash guys. Not a taco. Hi, Judy. Journalist. Oh, that's fun. And you did, oh, that's awesome. That's very cool. So yeah, my high school was really unique in a lot of ways. So we had a law class and it was just basics, right? We had a psychology class that was basics, that was, you know, um, we had, I don't like, and then some I don't know if they're normal. Like we had accounting, we had typing, which I think was fairly normal back then. Um, And then my school had a swimming pool and a gym, which is probably not out of the ordinary, um, a chapel, of course, theater, like, because we did a lot of like musicals, or we did like each year we did a musical. Um, or I guess it wasn't theater. The other school had a theater if we had anything big. And a bowling alley. My school had a bowling alley. Now, it was like very basic where you actually had to go and have someone at the back setting up the bowling pins each time. So someone would have to be back there and then, other people would get to be having fun. But it was cool. It was cool. Uh, and yeah, and we had nuns, right? Because it was a Catholic high school that had been a convent back in the day, and then from a convent it went to like an all-girls boarding school, and then from there it went co-ed and whatever. Anyway, the rest is history. Do, 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 do. Uh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, so then I wanted to be like a therapist of some kind and thought that going psychology would be the way to do that, which it kind of is not. I mean, if you want to get your like PhD, then perhaps, but like even then, that leads more to research and stuff. And I probably should have, and I say should have because I don't really have. Oh, thank you, Victor. Yes. um, it was in the laundry for the longest time, and it's so comfy, so I'm glad to have it back. Um, Millie. Uh, so what was I saying? Psych, how it doesn't teach you to be a therapist at all. So it was like all my classes and all my papers would come because I like to figure things out. So, we're supposed to write a paper about something and I would draw my own conclusions and, you know, that's not what they want you to do. They just want you to regurgitate what the what do you call it? What the research says. And that's boring. So then all my papers would come back, with we don't care what you think. We just want to know what the research says. And I'm like, well, that's so hard. That's so hard. But yeah, so I didn't do very well. And as for sociology, I had taken a sociology class just as like an elective. And I ended up failing it because the prof, okay. So I was punk at the time, and I don't think she liked me very much. And it not just because I was punk, but like, so one of my friends who I met in that class, so he was in that class and in my drama class, and then he ended up being like one of my like best friends for years for all of my university career. Anyway, so him and I would sit at the back, and or he and I would sit at the back. If I take me out, he would sit at the back. Yes. Sorry, figuring out the grammar. So he and I would sit at the back, and there was this one girl, and we would talk and giggle and stuff. And there was this one girl, especially at her, because she was like preppy, and we were both punk. And she would always wear um, like not sleeveless, what am I trying to say? Like tank tops. And then her bra strap would fall down. And so we would like either count how many times it would happen during the class or just snicker every time or, oh, there it goes again. And then she'd pick it up and then bloop, and she'd pick it up. So, you know, and also the prof was just so boring. She was like 120, I'm sure. She was deaf in one ear, which I mean, I'm not saying anything wrong with that, but like that was probably the most enduring thing about the class because she told us on the first day like you have to wave your arms and stuff because I have no, what do you call it, like not depth perception, but like for your ears, to know where sound is coming from. I did listen to Hole. Yes, that's an okay question. I did listen to Hole. I was more into Nirvana, and I wasn't so much a fan of Hole after Kurt died because I'm pretty sure that Courtney had something to do with it. So she lost my respect and love. Okay, so hang on. Let's see. I'm missing a lot of stuff here. Do 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 do. I'm shiny. Yeah, I am shiny. It's clean shiny this time. uh Geologist when I realized how political archaeology was. Oh, yeah, I guess, hey. And then found out that that was a corporate type job to have, and I'm just not cube material. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So, sociology is the study of people among each other, as opposed to psychology, which is the study of like an individual, if that's what you're asking, Scotty. A sociopath, so a psychopath is a person who you can probably tell that they're off. Okay. Now, these terms aren't really used anymore, and even when I was in university, they weren't really used, but still kind of enough that we talked about it. Whereas a sociopath is a person who you don't know what's going on underneath because they are perfectly just, they can get along in society and really play the role, and nobody knows that anything's wrong, but they've got a whole bunch of bodies like buried, under their floorboards, that kind. Um, group, like a group of rats. Well, I mean, if that's what we are, I suppose it's more like the trends and stuff in society. We don't you're not going to be shoving a whole bunch of people in a room and being like, okay, fight it out and we're going to see where this goes or something. It's not like that, obviously. That would be interesting though. I don't know about that faith. Psychopaths born that way, sociopaths made that way. I don't think that that's necessarily it. Because, like Israel Keys, I would say he's a sociopath because he got along just fine and he had a wife, or, well, long-term girlfriend, I don't think they were married, and daughter, and nobody knew that there was anything going on. That's sociopathic, but he was like that right from the get-go because he talked about an experience he had when he was a kid and when he realized that he was different. I don't want to talk about it because it involves an animal, and it's like, of all of the true crime stuff that I listen to, like I can dissociate from most of it quite effectively, but when it's an animal, I can't. And I heard that story once, and that's all I needed to hear. So, but yeah, but it was when he was very young, and other people around him kind of freaked out, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not supposed to be doing this, I guess." Okay, good to know. And he was smart, so he just hid it for his like entire life. Anyway, um, what is considered a whole bunch of bodies? It's all relative. 6 plus. Well, 3 plus is a serial killer, so I don't know if we want to use that as a as a guide. Hello, Kelly. Yes, he was a very one-off type. I I sometimes call him my favorite serial killer because he's just so fascinating. And like this is where my like love for like true crime and stuff like that come from because the mind is so fascinating. And I just yeah, I'm so fascinated by how people work. And he worked quite uniquely, that person. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah, and his family was all very religious, which probably worked against him. Like they weren't Amish, but they lived without heat and water and stuff, and they lived in this like cabin that he and his father built, and with no like running water, or plumbing, or anything. Well, running water, plumbing, or electricity, and that's how he grew up. I mean, at a time when, electricity was doing pretty good. So it was an option. He was younger than me. He was born in 78, I believe. So, yeah, yeah. And I don't remember what my point was on that. That he was a one-off. Yeah. So I call him my favorite serial killer, which is just terrible, but he kind of is just because, wow, dude, you were too smart for everybody's good. Yeah, I don't do gore either, Scotty. Yeah. Oh, Karen. Yay. Thanks for coming. Yeah, and then so that kind of okay. Should try to like maintain some sort of fluidity here. So yeah, so psych wasn't working out because I am too opinionated and can't keep it to myself. So in my third year, at the end of my third year, I got called into like the guidance counselor, and she was like, "Yeah, you're not going to graduate." And I was like, "Yeah." And so I cried, and she's like, "But look at your sociology." Oh, that's where I missed. Look at your sociology marks. Okay, because my sociology marks, that first class, I failed that class, and I don't think I should have. So hi Josh. So she, um, who is the, oh, hi, Nartha, the psychopath sociopath in question. Oh, we were talking about Israel Keys. He was a serial killer from Alaska who did he was I mean they think that he probably killed 10 or 11 people, but they really only he fessed up to only two that he identified and a third one that he alluded to or something like that. But he would like hide kill kits all over the United States, and then and he traveled for work, so he would. Uh-oh, am I freezing? No. So he would, yeah, he would go back to them. He would hide them. He would get all the stuff and then hide it, and then when he needed it, it was there and hidden or buried or whatever, and he didn't have to worry about sketchy purchases, and stuff like that. And he would also like fly to a place and then rent a car and drive for hours and hours and hours, so it'd be really hard to track him, and so that he'd have to be going like across borders, right? So a lot of interstate travel so that it was harder to track him too. So yeah, he was too smart and too ugh, yeah. Anyway, some people's idea of vacation is a little left of normal. Yes, that's true. uh yeah, so my sociology, okay, so that class, I don't think I should have failed that class because on my exam, she ended up on my what do you call it? Like on the final, It was all written. There was no like multiple choice or anything like that. So it's short answer, long answer, and essay is how it was. And she found 1 mark out of 30 in all of that, which is bullshit because it's not like I didn't know stuff. And my essay question, and that's the one that really stands out for me because I know that I had answered it properly. So the essay question was pick a religion and talk about why it's a religion. And I picked witchcraft because we talked about it in our witchcraft section, in our religion section. So I made a case for why it's a religion and gave names and dates and everything else. And she gave me a 0 on that question. I don't remember where the 1 had come from, but like you couldn't find anything in there that I said that was accurate because it's all there. Like, so I felt I was mad and I was like, well, I'm never going to take another sociology class ever again. And then the more I talked about it with people, they were like, then that's going to be on your record forever. Like you need to take another one to get that mark out of there so that your average comes up. So I was like, well, I don't want to take another one. And then someone had said that they had heard about this fantastic professor. So he's really, really good. And he taught through like the Catholic part of the university, which I was enrolled through. And I mean, we could take whatever classes, but those were usually a lot smaller class sizes and, you know, and then I guess you get failed when you mention witchcraft. But anyway, we don't need to get into that. So he also taught through there. So I thought it would be a small class. But when I looked up because sorry guys, because he taught the entry level sociology course. But when I went to sign up, it didn't say his name. Like usually it would say who was teaching it. And there was one that was like a 50 or 60 class size limit and one that was 300. So I was like, okay, if he's this good, then I'm sure his classes are going to be the bigger ones. So I picked the one that was like the top was like a 300 and like the class count. And then sure enough, it was him that was teaching that class. So, and he was awesome, like so good, like a motivational speaker. In fact, he what am I missing? Um, yeah, I had gone to give blood at one point, and I had to sit there for like almost an hour. I think it was 45 minutes to an hour that I was there, and they had me squeezing the ball and everything. No comment. And it just, yeah, it was such a slow process. And then there was one time I went after his class and he was talking, I don't know what he was talking about, but I got all riled up. And then I go to deliver blood, to donate blood. And I was in and out of there in like 15 minutes. So, yeah. And I told him about that too. So after I was done, well, okay, yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself again. I have a hard time with that. Not after I was done. So I ended up taking a lot of classes from him and his brother. His brother was also good, not quite as good as he was, but still pretty good. So I took most of my classes from them, and it was very cool classes. Like I did take a serial killer class, and I don't remember if it was him or his brother. I feel like it was his brother. And then like deviance and social control was a very, very cool class. And he brought in an exotic dancer to talk to us. And it was really fascinating to listen to her talk about the differences between dancing here versus she ended up going to Japan at some point in her career. And she's like, there, like exotic dancing is a respected career. Like you're dancing in like restaurants and places where people are bringing their families, and it's an art and you're highly respected. And she's like, to be doing it there and then to come back here and be treated like an object or worse was really, yeah, something. So that was a really very cool talk. Yeah, he was awesome. Also, And I heard a rumor because he wasn't hired back. So when I was done university, thankfully, I had heard that he wasn't hired back the next year. And the rumor was it was because of him bringing in an exotic dancer to, yeah, it's not like she danced. She just talked to us. She was fully clothed the entire time. But yeah, so the official story was that he only had his master's and they wanted professors who were PhD only. But he was a great professor, so they're stupid. And it was proven that he was a great professor because so that the university would give out teaching excellence awards. So you could nominate a professor and then what happened, so I nominated him because he was amazing. So I nominated him and they came to the classroom at one point and said, okay, so your professor was nominated for the Teaching Excellence Award. So if you have an opinion, whether it's in favor or not, then I have these forms to fill out and you can write why you think that he should get it or why you think he shouldn't, and then drop him off at the student council office or whatever. And so he had a pile of these or not applications, of these forms. And he's like, who would like to? And every hand shot up. And he's like, okay, well, I only have this many, so, come to the office and get a form if you want to. So I did. I went to the office and got one, fill it out, and he ended up winning. So that's very cool that he got, yeah, some hi baby, how are you? Got some you know, good feedback or whatever you want to call it, because he deserved it. Anyway, so then he gets a Teaching Excellence Award, and then they just don't hire him back. So go figure. What else? Surprisingly, social research was one of my favorite classes and the one that I did the best in. I literally, so to study for that class, I liked it. I would pay attention, right? And that's when I learn, is when I'm paying attention. I'm not a very good book learner, but like if I'm watching things, I can pick it up a lot more easily. So I had 7 pages of notes for the entire semester, and I read the chapter. I didn't read the textbook. I read the chapter summaries of every chapter in the textbook and went over my 7 pages of notes, and I somehow got like mid 80s in that class. And I don't know how, but I loved it. And that was my highest mark in all of my university career, so that's fine. It was good. It was very interesting too. And it's nice because now I can like look at a survey or like a research thing and go, that's a really badly asked question. Or you know how when you're doing like a survey or whatever, and how it'll ask something and then like 5 questions later it asks it again in a different way, and then you're like, why are you asking the same thing twice? That's going to skew things. It doesn't skew things because that's totally planned, because that will show if you really mean it, basically. Like if you look at it from another way, does it change things? Because that's meaningful. Oh my goodness, Scotty. That's crazy. Do you do you feel your twin at all? Because I've heard of that happening. That's really fascinating. Yeah, statistics I was terrible. Yeah. I didn't really want to do abnormal psych for a career. I just wanted answers for my family. That's legit. I enjoyed it and I liked that class for sure. Um, what was I going to say? Yeah, statistics. And then statistics like messed everything else up because, well, not everything else, but I really wanted to take a Latin class, and it was the whole year, every day at 8 a.m. And was it every day? Would they do that? Or maybe it was just the Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Anyway, it was 8 a.m. and it conflicted with my stupid ass stats class. So I couldn't take it and I was very sad. And then stats, I ended up failing that one because, oh my, well, probably because it was horrible and I had the most boring ass teacher. That professor, like if you're teaching stats, you need to have a little bit of inflection in your voice. You can't just be a monotone person that you just it was it was tough. It was really tough to sit through. So, da, 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 losing my train of thought. Oh, right. I think one of the big reasons that well, not even though. Yeah. So when, sorry everybody. So when I went to write my personality exam, so that was a psych class, not an examination of my personality, just for the record. So it said gym one, and gym one they had enough space for like three different classes to write at the same time, and then everybody staggered, no one's cheating and stuff, right? So it was in gym one. So I went there and I get there and, and I studied and I was feeling really confident about this exam. And I look around and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of people from my stats class here. Yeah. And then I went up to one of them and I was like, because I noticed she had her textbook with her and it was an open book. The stats test was going to be open book. Open book, bring your scientific calculator and you can write a full page of notes, both sides, whatever you can fit on there, right? And you should probably study. Yeah. Nope, you instead just go to the right place, but at the wrong time, and you're writing the wrong exam. And yeah, so I'm like, are you here to write that? Because she's holding her stats text. I'm like, you're here to write? Or I said, don't tell me that you're here to write that exam. And she laughed and I burst into tears. And then I found the professor and he was like, well, I can let you use my calculator and my textbook, but that's the best I can do. And so that's how I wrote my exam. And he gave me a mercy pass. And I honestly wish that he hadn't, because if he hadn't, then I could have at least, had that time to, because it turns out you have to, how does it work? If you fail one, you have to take both. So then the next year I had to take both, like first term and second term, because they had them as separate classes for some stupid ass reason. Anyway, yeah, so that was stats. Okay, hang on here. So I made some notes of things that I thought of that would be fun to talk about. Oh, yes. Okay, my favorite professor. So he, in his, like, when he was introducing himself on the very first class, he says, like, he throws in there, and my favorite chocolate bar is Mars. Now, Mars are the same as Milky Way, I believe. There might be something a little bit different about them, but they're pretty much the same. They're the Canadian version of a Milky Way bar. They're really good, but yeah. So I went and everybody laughed, but I like a good, ass kissing opportunity when appropriate. So I went and I bought a bag. I think I was just going to get one, and they just had the bag of like the mini ones. So I bought one of those and wrote my student number and stapled it to the bag and put it in his mailbox. And then the first time I had an assignment or a test or whatever, the first time I had to put my student number on anything, when I got my I think it was a paper, when I got it back, it said, thanks for the Mars bar. uh, do, 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 do. Business calculus. Oh my God. I didn't even do calculus in high school. I did algebra and I did fine in algebra. I was always stressed out because I would always have a tough time with the things that everybody else had an easy time with. No, other way around. Things that other people, like the smart kids, like, now this is not an algebra example, but I remember fractions. I found fractions so easy and everybody else struggled. And then I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Why is the smart person struggling and I'm not? That's weird. I must be doing something wrong, right? Anyway, yeah, so I only took algebra. I tried geotrig, and the teacher, and this is high school, the teacher, she would just help all the smart people. And there was one time, because we were supposed to be in groups of two, and so we were, you know, it was me and my friend who I was with, and we had a question. She put up her hand so that we could, ask the question. She asked, and she said, whatever it was. I don't remember what it was. This is like a million years ago. But she asked this question, and the teacher went, "Oh, well, Trista can help you with that." Well, actually, she said my first name because Trista's not my first name, but we don't need to get into that. But she's like, "Oh, she can help you with that." And then, well, I'm in her group. I was here the whole time she had her hand up because I also need to know the answer. And she figured that I was just sitting there not helping. Like, I don't know what, that didn't make any sense. And then she literally wandered off and went and helped two of the smartest people in the class who were getting 90s and everything. And I was like, that's bullshit. So I went to the principal and I said, I want to drop the class. And he said, why? And I said, because she helps all the smart people and not anyone else. And I'm done. And he's like, oh, try again. So I tried again. And then it happened again. And I was like, yeah, I'm out. And he's like, I'm so sorry that you've had this experience. I'm like, yeah, well, anyway, so I dropped geotrig and I did not even try calculus. That was all for that. Do 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 do. That's really interesting, Scotty. I'm gonna have to go back and read the chat better. Yes, Milky Way galaxy. I sure was into the big files, into the X files. Yeah, right. Like, I feel like I lost interest after the movie, or did it end after the movie? I don't know. It feels like I kind of dropped off at that point. There's 15 freaking people in here. That's crazy. Thanks, everybody. Jeez Louise, I feel so popular. And that's where, I lacked in school. Not so popular. Okay, what else did I write down here? Oh, yeah, and I'm still Facebook friends with that professor. So after I graduated, I bought him a card and I wrote in it like how much I valued his teaching style and yeah, just basically like, yeah, you see, he was amazing and people who are amazing need to know that. So, yeah, so I sent it to him and then he called after and he was like, "Thank you so much." And then I ended up finding him on Facebook. Did you call? Did I give my phone number? That sounds weird. I feel like that didn't happen. I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I have him on Facebook now. And now we like communicate, not regularly, but here and there, more than some people. Do, 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 do. Another very cool class was psycholinguistics, which talked about language and how language shapes how we think. So, for instance, there's some language, and I can't remember which one it is, where the onus of things is put like how we would say, "I dropped the glass." That's not how you say it in that language. You would say the glass dropped itself is how it literally would translate. And in that culture, it's clear that blame is not a thing like it is in like English cultures, which I find so interesting. So stuff like that really, how you use your words. And I mean, when you get into the spiritual side of it and how we use our words really helps us to manifest things. And yeah, and it works in our brain too. So not just energetically, but physically. Like you shape your neural pathways by how you structure your language. So it's very important. So always, keep that in mind when you're using your voice. It makes a difference. Where did I leave off? X Files. There we go. Literature, humanities. Yeah. Yeah, my English prof in university really she I was always pretty good at grammar and stuff like that, but like she was very particular and she was British. So she's like, in Canada, we use British English, and if you write anything in the American spelling, I'm marking it wrong. Okay, well, that's been ingrained in me very well, even to this day, except for defense. I like defense with an S better than with a C. That's the only one that I will write the American way. My calculus teacher, funny because I couldn't get the Oh no! Well, that is bullshit. Sorry for that, Faith. My goodness. Yes, random questions are perfectly fine. Encouraged, in fact. In my 50s, I find myself wanting to go back to learn all the stuff I failed the first time. I'm determined to learn trig for real before I go, and French. Yeah, I do. I miss learning. That's kind of why I'm doing this topic because I was thinking about my time in university. I'm like, yeah, I miss using my brain in that way. I don't know if it's enough to go back, but yeah, pluses and minuses. Do, 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 do. Language can change your facial features as well. I could see that. Yeah. Nothing about man-made math. See, but is math man-made? Because math is like the language of the universe. There was one class that I had where, and I don't know what class it was, but the teacher had asked if if there were to become like an earth language, what would it be? I had a lot of really good teachers with great questions when I look back. So yeah, and a lot of people are like, oh, English, because so many people speak English, and well, okay. And then someone else like, well, there's more Chinese people, so it's going to be some variant of Chinese, and then someone spoke up and said math, and the teacher's like, you've got a really good point because math is a language that scientists across any culture and language use and share. So it really is a universal language. And as much as I struggle with it, I see that. And then even on like Stargate, they go to another planet and they're using like the same sort of, now, I mean, it's Stargate. It's not, maybe it's not reality. We don't know. But yeah, they go to a planet where like they're using the same sort of math that we use so then they can kind of figure it out. It's very interesting. Yes, what they didn't teach us in school. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't mind the movie The Craft. I really like what's her pickle, the hot one, Faruja Balk. I love her, so that helped. And yeah, it was a pretty decent movie. Do, 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 do. Earth language art. Oh, that's a really good. Maybe we have two languages. Maybe we're like Canada, right? where we have the two languages and the earth has the two languages, art and math. Yeah, I love that. Linda got kicked off the safety squad in sixth grade for kissing Gus Brucker in the fire escape. Is that because it was dangerous to be in the fire escape, or was it the kissing, or a little from column A, a little from column B? Sci-fi is mainly prophecy. I think we can mainly agree on yes. Yeah, I would say so. I can't remember her name, but she made a tarot deck and book. Oh, I missed something there. Oh, Faruja Balk? Yeah, I could see her doing that. Oh, I don't think I saw that one, Unartha. The Worst Witch. I'm gonna write that down. It's familiar. I feel like it was a book too, right? Do 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 do. Or telepathy. So maybe it should be trilingual, right? Math, art, or telepathy. Rachel True made a tarot book. Oh, is she? Oh, I see a face. Is she the one that was like the nice one in the movie that they all corrupted or whatever? Oh, oh. And in 1986 HBO movie. Cool. Do 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 do. What other fun things can I think of? I also took a sociology of work class. That was less exciting. But I did learn some interesting things like how a lot of like unionized work there will be pressure to not work so fast, right? Because then you make everybody else look bad. That stuck out in my head for whatever reason. Ooh, biomedical ethics. That was a very cool class. And that was one of my philosophy classes, I think. Very, very interesting. And we had a doctor who was in that class, like taking the class with the rest of us. And it's interesting because the topic that on this one day was smoking. So, should people, and it wasn't the whole topic because it was shut down pretty quickly and efficiently, but what came up in during the class was should people who smoke cigarettes be eligible for universal health care? You're doing this to yourself. Why should everybody else have to pay for it? Was how it was brought up, right? Lucky Stone. I don't remember the end of the movie. I'm gonna have to watch it again. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to watch The Craft again. Yeah, so should they be eligible for health care if they're ruining their own health? And the doctor jumped in there and he's like, the healthcare, all of the healthcare that a smoker is going to need Oh, hello. I think it worked, but now I'm the stupid way. And I can't see the chat, so bear with me one second, because now, oh, maybe, oh my God, I think it's working. I look just, this is not a flattering angle at all. So give me one moment here. So now I just got to go. Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Anybody? Anybody? Okay, good. Thank you. Okay, so then over here, we're going to go YouTube on my laptop. Scotty, I've been having issues for like, what's it been now? A long fucking time. Like the last 6 streams that I've done. So, ugh, how annoying though. Okay. Can I not be the other way so that I'm, I much prefer, okay. There's no sense worrying about it now. Okay, so I'm just happy to be back on at this horrible angle where I look like some kind of monster. Okay, that's better. Hi, everybody. Okay, but now you can see my mess. Be careful. Okay, so there we go. We're going to mute that. Okay, so there I am just so that I can see the chat. Oh, my face is gigantic on the screen and very... Okay. Yeah, the camera's better on here too. Maybe this is what I'll just start doing, is doing it from my phone. I'm just hoping that I can figure out how to make it, what do you call it? Landscape. Straight up. Okay, so give me a second to put my camera in a holder. So give me one sec. You're going to be looking at the ceiling for a second. Oh, fuck. Now, so, I've got issues, you guys. So I bought like this nice camera stand thingy, and then one of the legs broke off, which is very annoying because I have not had it that long. And then, yeah, so now I have to, and it's like the kind where oh, am I frozen? Hello? Don't be frozen. Oh my God. Oh, and I'm pushing messages, doing all sorts of stuff. Okay. Hello? Hello? Oh, fuck off. Can you hear me? Can you hear me at least? Oh, am I frozen? Okay. Hello? Okay, so you can hear me. Don't be frozen. Okay, so we'll just shut that up. What is going on with everything here? I don't understand. I don't understand why this needs to give me such grief all the time. Because there's nothing else that I can really do. Okay. Changes you made may not be saved. Okay, I'm going to navigate away and back in, I guess. I'm going to try. Okay, okay. I think I'm back. Oh my gosh. And my head looks like a bell. Doing, doing. They don't really ring that way. This is a terrible angle, but you know what? I'll just have to get over it. I think it's working at least. And do we have chat there? Chat. You were wearing pants at all, Scotty? I'm surprised. Now I'm confused. Oh. Hi, Mary. Okay, so yeah, no, I can see what it looked like, and I didn't like it. That's why I tried so hard to make that go away. Never heard that word before. Oh, there it is again. Which one? Me swearing? do. And as I scroll, I'm probably going to okay. So I think I'm good. I'm not centered in the stupid thing here. Yeah, my setup is pretty janky, you guys. So I've got my phone holder wrapped around the ear of a mug, and then the other leg that didn't break off in the mug with a whole bunch of like stones, like to weigh it down. And then, because it doesn't want to stay, I've also got a bottle of glutathione just underneath, propping it up nicely. Okay, so that's that. All right, so I think that's all I have, you guys. No, I'm just kidding. A, have I ever stopped at an hour willingly? I don't think I have. And B, that would be pretty funny if I fought with it just to come back and say goodbye. Oh, I can't. Yeah, I don't do super chats. I'm not monetized, but that's very nice of you to say. So I can get some new gear, and groceries would be great because I am a jobless wonder right now. You have the face of an American Indian or a Canadian Indian. Me? Do I? Well, that's what I said I wanted to be when I grew up, right? Like I said way earlier, just to flash back to the beginning of the stream an hour ago. It feels like longer than an hour. It does. Time is so weird. And streaming on this thing is so weird. Okay, whatever. Whatever, guys. All right. Not going to lie, this apple is perfection, right? Oh, what kind of apple is it, Judy? Is it an ambrosia or pink lady? Oh my God, pink ladies. So here's a tangent. So when I worked at an organic grocery store, and I was manager, and I was front end manager, but I also did like all of the orientations for anyone who was hired, no matter what department they were going to. So I'd have to walk them around a store and tell them about everything. And part of my little spiel was like, I never, I would ask if you have you tried a pink lady? Because I never really liked apples until I tried them apples. Or no, but I really like them apples is what I would say. Because yeah, pink ladies are amazing. Absolutely amazing. No picture. There better be a picture. Oh, maybe you're behind. You're behind, Mo. Someone in chat tell Mo she's behind. Because I think there's no picture because she's looking at a little while ago. Oh, Honeycrisp. Yeah, Honeycrisp are really good too. Yeah, and pink ladies. Yes, and then the inappropriate part that I really wanted to say and that I wouldn't is or no. It was because we had to choose, we did staff picks, and I wanted to choose pink lady apples and say, I like my ladies pink. That would be just all kinds of wrong. So I didn't do it. I really wanted to. Okay, who's being rude? Judy didn't tell us what kind of apple she's eating, I don't think yet, unless I missed it. Oh, she has no idea. What does it look like? Let's figure it out. I'm a good detective. I'll figure out what kind of apple you got. And I know a lot of kinds of apples, thanks to Planet Organic Market. Anyway, so what else was I rambling about? Okay, let's see here. Oh, right, we were talking about biomedical ethics. So I don't know where I lost my sound. But I know I was talking about healthcare being prepaid by the taxes of cigarettes. Did I get that part? Did I finish that? Anybody? Oh, and the sociology of work. I think I did finish biomedical ethics stuff. I prefer StreamYard to EVMux. I do not know anything about Restream. So many services for us streamers. I wish I could afford one of them for my channel. Yeah, so StreamYard, I liked StreamYard, but it has a cap of 20 or 25 hours. And I went over that at one point. And then I was like, well, I guess I'll have to have another, a secondary one. And then I discovered Restream has no like limits for free streaming. So that's why I've just stuck with this now. But maybe that's something I should do, is just go back to a different one. EVMux is what we use for NTR, and I'm fairly decent with that one, I think. That's a good point. Thank you, Lucky. And, that's funny because I didn't even think of that. Nothing special. Week of penicillin. Oh, dear. I don't think I need to know. Oh, crab apples. Yeah, you can like pay for a subscription and then you get access to cooler stuff, I guess. And you can have like more people on and like whatever. It depends on the streaming service, I'm sure. What else? I remember, just to dive back into school, and it's funny. So I wrote a paper in my sociology of religion class about whether Scientology was a religion or a cult. So that was fun, and especially now that I know someone who's a Scientologist, and well, I don't have to deal with that person anymore, so that's good. But yeah, it all kind of comes back around. And my another university story, the first time I encountered it. So I was walking through the tunnel, which was like, it was a tunnel between the arts building and the science building. So you don't have to go outside in the snow, right? Anyway, so we're walking through the tunnel, and they would always have like kiosks and stuff set up in there. And there was this kiosk that was like free personality tests. And I said to my friend who I'm walking with, them, oh, cool, personality tests. And she yanked me away and she's like, that's Scientology. Don't make eye contact. So good advice, friend. So yeah, and I did really well on that paper too. And and it's funny because I look back and I'm like, I didn't know half of what I know now. And like, whew, I think I could really knock the park these days. Long that I'm used to it. EVMux is cheaper to buy, so I might need to look into it and get used to it. Why is it my school days require the rating? I feel like I can't express my real school days. I don't know what you mean, Scotty. Who's Jonathan? Where did that name come from? Mary? Mary just said Jonathan. Was it a typo or what's going on? I don't know. Good night, Faith. Thank you for being here. Some give you so many hours for free with limited features. Yeah. Yeah. And then you get, better stuff funner stuff. All right, now I'm just gonna be staring over there because that's where the chat is easier to read, I guess. I mean, I can see like 1 or 2 comments at a time on my phone, and I feel like a granny. I'm like this, like I need my bifocals. My reading glasses. I don't think it's probably gonna make it worse. Oh, and they're just, what the hell? Someone threw up on these, I think. Oh, and they're a little bit bent all to hell. A little bit all to hell. Nope, that's worse. Okay. That's why I just don't bother. So, yeah. I think that's like all I was gonna say. Yeah, so questions, comments, concerns. What do you guys think? Or should I just call it a day? That's funny. I was pretty much done by the time my whatever, everything crapped out on my laptop. Okay. Let's go there and there. Yeah, no, nothing. What else? Does anyone want a card? It's only been an hour and 15 minutes. Almost exactly. 3, 2, 1. An hour and 15 minutes. There we go. Do you have concerns, Scotty? I'm a little scared to know. My last rando question is rando Calrissian. If you were, I was not a big Rocky Horror Picture Show person. I was like a medium Rocky Horror Rocky Horror Picture Show. It says it right there, and my brain is still having a hard time. Yeah, I was medium, so I only saw it I've watched it numerous times at home, where I don't throw popcorn and toast and stuff around. I've only seen it once, like as in like a theater, but it wasn't really a theater because they probably didn't want everyone making a big mess in the theater. And there was like almost no one there because it was the like the general admission one. It was like not a drinking one because otherwise they allow drinking. So they have one that's like for, people over 19. This was in Saskatoon when this happened. So drinking age there is 19. So they had a 19 and over one, and I wasn't 19 yet because I was just in my first year of university. So was I 18? Yes. I graduated at 17 just because my birthday was in the summer. So anyway, but my point is it was not very exciting because a Jonathan Apple. Oh, interesting. I've never heard of a Jonathan Apple. Yeah. So we did, throw toast at each other and all that kind of fun stuff. But there was maybe 15 people there. Have you ever had that itch? Oh my goodness, Scotty. Only you. And I think that means you have parasites. So maybe get on some wormwood or something. But I'm not giving medical advice. Talk to your doctor about your parasites, Scotty. Oh my God. Yeah, sit and scoot. That's why dogs do it too, Scotty. You see? Oh my God. Okay, so let's do Do you have a preference, Scotty? What deck do you want? Oh, right. I forgot I got peas over here. Yay. Ow. I'm a weakling. I can't even open the bag. I need something sharp. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, shit. Mm. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh my God, brain. Sometimes I'm not super with it. Okay. So your card options today will be where's the book? Oh, right in front of my face. All right. Get that out of the way. All right. Thank you, Scotty. That's the big one? Yeah. Yeah, so the small one is my one that Linda Jean. Did I just flash you or something? What is this about a boob reading? I remember we had boob cards. Oh! Yes, the boob cards were my tarot cards. Okay, so we can do those too, I guess. I'm just not, I have to cheat off ChatGPT when I do my tarot cards. Oh, and I can't because I'm using my phone to stream. So we can't do the, well, okay. It's just the book really kind of sucks for these cards. And you're probably not going to get a boob anyway, but we'll see what we can do. Hello. There it is. Okay. One boob card for Scotty. I don't think they come in the big sizes in this deck. They're just pretty regular. Okay. Okay. Is it going to have a boob on it? No, it doesn't. I'm sorry. But it is a princess. It's a Princess of Cups. So Princess of Cups is like the Page of Cups. So it's like a very sweet love. Like a crush kind of love, kind of an infatuation sort of love. And yeah, and then for the, look what I did so that I can find things more easily. And then I've got all the major arcana here and then all the minor here by the numbers. So I can just go princesses there, open the book to princesses, and find the Princess of Cups. So yes, it's emotion or intuition coming to manifest, which is so helpful. Thank you with your very clear and in-depth explanation. Thank you, book. Now, in its defense, this book also gives explanations of a whole bunch of other different brands of cards, basically, or descriptions of the weight deck and Golden Dawn. But anyway, yeah. So it is a new sweet. No, honey, don't annoy me, baby. I love you. Okay, come here. Say hello to everybody. Say hello. Meow. Say it. Say it. You're so fucking cute. Look at your little face. Do you see you up there in the camera? Do you see you? I see you. Okay. Ow. Okay. She scratched the heck out of my tattoo today. She was trying to get away, and now I have this big cat scratch right through my pentacle. Okay. So that wasn't very clear, though. I feel bad, Scotty. So we're going to draw you another card. So how about instead of those ones, which are difficult without a phone to consult, we've got the Extraterrestrial Oracle. This is, it's interesting. I'm getting used to this deck. The images aren't as pretty as some decks, but it's kind of, I'm getting there. Or the Solitary Witch. Or the Mystical Shaman. Which one of those three? And yeah, this is for Scotty since it's not on my boobs, it's between my boobs. Thank you very much. If I had cleavage, it would be there, but I don't really have cleavage. It's more like the Great Plains. It's sad, yeah. Unless maybe if I went like that, and then it's all awkward. Or had one of those fancy bras that's $1 million. Okay, so Scotty, which deck do you want other than the boob deck? An extra testicle. We'll talk to Victor because he always counts to 3, so I think he might have one for you. Maybe not for you per se. Shaman, witch, or aliens? Ooh, this one, the same one, is the one that you got, Milk. This one, my friend who's a shaman, one of her teachers collaborated on that deck. Scotty, you don't want a different, shall I just... So so the newness of that card is like a new love or a new intuition, because the cups are water, so it's emotion and intuition, and often that one will come up in reads for like a new love or like a crush or that kind of thing. I know I'm not very good with the tarot cards. This is why I usually will just stick with the oracle cards, because they're a little easier to... Yeah, I saw you. Well, I saw someone mention you, Linda, and then I went back and said hello because I didn't realize you were there. That's exciting. Aliens. Okay, Scotty. Well, I see it now. It took a bit or something. I don't know. I don't know why it didn't show up right away. Maybe because I wasn't at the bottom. Very well be, right? Did I upset you, Tulsi? Are you okay, baby? Don't be sad. You don't have to eat your fur off the bed. Oh, and now you're making your stink face. It's your own fur, probably. Or maybe it's your sister's. You just make a stink face. You're very cute. I love you, baby. Okay. Scotty. Ooh. Oh, that's fun. So the card you got is Isaac Newton. And the importance of seeking. It looks like it's going to be backwards for you guys. I apologize. I thought that I had it set the other way. Okay, the importance of seeking. So don't eat my peas. Get out of here with your face. Get out of here. You're a cat. You shouldn't even like peas. Go eat a fish. Okay, sorry for that little outburst. Okay, so Isaac Newton. Honey? Nope. 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 And then you're going to knock over this bottle, this gigantic bottle of peppermint, and then we're all going to regret it. Okay. So the importance of seeking. So before I look at the book, I found the page. That's all so far. So have you reached a stagnation in like your wanting to seek things, perhaps, where you're just kind of sitting in neutral and not moving forward, or not having something that you're trying to reach, perhaps? That's kind of what I'm feeling like there, that it's important to actively seek, and whether that's knowledge or fun or new beginnings or whatever, right? It's all important. You did not choose apple tonight. Me neither. I got lemon and I was right. Yay. Okay. I love lemons though. I was a little biased. Sometimes, well, I haven't in a long time, but I used to eat lemons, just eat them. Now I like take shots of lemon juice, like literal shot glass full of just straight up lemon juice. It's so good. Ugh. Santa Cruz Organics, man. It's so delicious. It's even tastier than actually eating lemons. Okay, so the importance of seeking. You too, Scotty, are an inspirational seeker. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm going to read this whole thing because I think that like the way it starts out, I think it carries on. Okay. So this is about the card. Besides being a scientist, Newton was a spiritual seeker on a path of self-discovery like you and I. Born into an Anglican family, he was a devout Christian, but few knew about his more unorthodox beliefs. He believed in angels and that it was possible to communicate with them. He studied the mystical branch of Judaism known as Kabbalah, as well as the Bible. He predicted the beginning of a new divine era in 2060, around the time of many wars and catastrophes. And as a scientist, he showed that the force that makes the apple fall and holds us firmly on the ground is the same force that keeps the moon and planets in their orbits. Ever thirsty for knowledge, wisdom, and truth, he was a true inspiration. Okay, so now the message. You too, Scotty, are an inspirational seeker, like Newton. Your spiritual journey may have been one that you have been traveling all your life, or you may have only recently embarked on it after a life-changing event or trauma. Either way, keep away from people who are liable to distract or undermine your efforts. Do your utmost to keep a healthy body and mind, and stay steadfast in your quest for higher truth, as this will help prevent any wobbles from knocking you off your path. And the exercise that it suggests is the apple is a symbol of knowledge. So remind yourself of your goal of self-discovery and truth with this simple exercise. Take an apple and really look at it. Examine its color and shape. Slice it into pieces and eat them slowly, savoring each one. Enjoy the taste, whether sweet or sharp, and enjoy its zingy scent, awakening your senses. Encourage your inner seeker to feel fully alive. I love that. Maybe sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on there. That's the flavor of soap that I have in my bathroom right now, is apple cinnamon. Anyway, you're very welcome. It's a short clip, Alex. Just go watch it. See, if I'm using your real name, I mean business. You got it. And then you're going to love it, probably. And even if you don't, You just got to check out the young ones after that because they're something else. I've been changing the narrative from when life gives you lemons to ask life nicely for fruit. I love that. Mm-hmm. I've changed a few of those little, what do you call it, little sayings. Like instead of kill two birds with one stone, I say feed two birds with one worm, right? They can share. And then it's sharing instead of killing. Don't kill, right? There was another one. I can't remember it now, though. Anyone else? Should we call it a day? 13355. That's how long I've been on. I gotta say, I'm just so happy you are all on here right now. I must admit. Oh, I love that, Linda. Don't be blue. Well, no, feel what you gotta feel. Feel what you gotta feel, but I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that we can be here for you. I might talk about my recent good fortune getting free food and snacks everywhere. Ooh, that's fun. I guess I'm not murdering worms. That is the cycle of life. Birds need to eat. If I don't feed the bird, then it'll die, right? So, you know, I don't know why birds are more important than worms. Maybe they're not. It's just the cycle of, well, see, because then the bird will eat the worm, and then the cat will eat the bird, and then the dog will eat the cat, and then the horse will eat the dog, and then isn't that how it goes? I think, isn't that the song? Right? The song about the lady who ate something. How did that go? I just remember a bunch of animals eating each other that should really had no business eating each other. It sounds very bad. I'm not able to sing or play at the minute with these stupid blues. Yeah, I understand that. The big blue is going around. I almost didn't make my daily song this month because of, yeah. I'm feeling it too. The woman and the spider. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, and it was like a short too, wasn't it? Is that only in Canada? Because Canada, like, there was this Canadian arts and something, and they would like put out these fun little shorts, and they'd be on TV and little commercials, little useless shorts. I don't know. I know an old lady who swallowed a fly. I don't know why she followed a fly. I guess she'll die. Yes, that's the one. Thank you. All right. And she's dead, of course. Yes. Of course. I wasn't in brownies, but we went camping with school a couple of times. So like all of the elementary schools, the Catholic elementary schools in my town, they would all get together. Well, they get together for lots of things, but the students at the top, like the grade sixers, and then later it ended up being grade 8, but whatever. Anyway, those students would, from each of the schools, would all get together. Yeah, for sure. Okay, sure, Linda. Shaman, witchy, or ETs. Yeah, we'd get together and camp for a week. And it was, those 3 schools, and they called it AMPO because it was, now I'm revealing too much of myself. Whatever. It's like an hour and a half in. Because it was Saint Alphonsus, Saint Mary's, and Saint Paul's, and then the O was outdoor education, so it was AMPO. And we would sing all sorts of campfire songs and learned orientation. Orientation was fun. That was another thing that I was really good at, and like everybody else sucked. But like, how hard is it to just point the compass and walk a few steps in that direction? I don't know why people thought it was so difficult. Je suis désolé de vous offense. I'm sorry if you're offended. Is that what that is, Lucky? I'm sorry if you took offense. Désolé. I think désolé is I'm sorry. Okay, so Richie for Linda. Woo! Okay, bye. Sorry, neighbors. It's not 11. I won't get kicked out. I love these cards so much. So what's the exact translation, Lucky? I used to. Okay. Ooh. Okay, Linda. We've got number 33, which is a great number, and oh, I love this. And sorry, I'll just stare at the card and leave you in the dark. And it is Once Upon Another Time. There's a lot going on in there. No, Lucky is not so far north that he knows French. He had a whole bunch of French girlfriends, right? French Canadian girlfriends. That's what we discovered on NTR the other day. A whole bunch. 33. Nope. 33. Once. Oh, that's 32. Okay, Linda. You, dear witch, have lived other lives, all magical in their way, each with lessons with you to this day. So often they seem far away, unknown, but believe because the wisdom of each life lived is held deep within you. There is one life of great import to you at this moment, one in which you walked with the elementals, trusted and beloved, for you were too fair and innocent with a heart full of love that drew to you the wild and gentle things that shy away from so many others. This echo of another time is here with you. So remember that your gentler nature has great power and strength within it. And this energy can lead you to find the being and experiences others say cannot exist. It is an echo that helps you listen more clearly to that calm and soft inner voice that encourages you to connect with the soul within all things, from plant and flower to tree and owl to elementals such as the shy, curious unicorn. Because that's a little unicorn there, in case you can't tell, because his horn kind of gets lost in the rest of the picture. Baby, I've got stuff going on over here. So there's not really much room for an extra cat here. I'm sorry. I love you, though. Don't be offended. Je suis désolé. Okay. Ow, ow, ow. That hurt. Okay. You don't have to claw me to death. I know you didn't mean to. Okay. When you connect to this inner voice, your third eye, your spirit eye, is wide open. It does not lie when it tells you to trust that all will be well when you connect with that deep magic within you. You will not be shunned, not by those who truly are your soul kin. Your romantic, yearning, tender soul will have magical companionship. Oh, who's leaving? Oh, milk's going. Okay, have a good night, Alex. I have a great friend who might make her own. Ooh, that's fun. Thanks for coming. Thanks for sticking through it when I was having all my tech issues. You will not be shunned, not by those who truly are your soul kin. Your romantic, yearning, tender soul will have magical companionship and otherworldly experiences. And when others say such things are myths or fairy tales, remember that those charmed experiences are born out of the great longings and truths of the solitary soul who seeks its magic in the in-between places under moonlight, with the perfume. Believe in you, believe in love, and know your soul is pure, good, gentle, and kind. Oh, I love that. So the meaning, okay, that was just all about the card. Oh, 14444. So the meaning is trust, elemental companionship, and wisdom. A gentle, quiet approach. The love within your vibration draws like-minded beings. Becoming aware of your wisdom, sensitivity, tenderness, and strength. Past life memories rising to the surface, a sensory awakening, memories of all the soul has learned and been gifted on its beautiful journey. So there you go. That's interesting. If you're feeling blue, and then you get that, because I feel like a lot of times those spiritual upgrades come with a lot of, struggle, I guess, for lack of a better word. So, but I think that, it's one of those things that, like, once you get through it and then you look back and go, okay, I see, it all makes sense now. So hang in there, love. And come hang out with us more often. We're all over the place, If you like this community, then it's really easy to hang out with us, because there's Truth Wave in the morning and evening, and then all throughout the day, there's all sorts of other readers and fun friends to hang out with. So come hang out with us. Cards are the cards. You are bang on. Well, I just picked the card and read it, so, honey. You know what? I love you, but you can't eat my piece. Okay, well, we're almost at 2 hours. I not believe the struggles I've been through for a long while, but I'm hearing from the universe all the time. Yeah, get out of there. Sorry. Yeah, listen to those, listen to the messages that you get from the universe, and they can come from wherever, right? Like, ask a question and then watch billboards and listen to lyrics of songs and, look for that answer that you're looking for in all sorts of ways that messages can come to you, right? I think I'll probably call it a day. I'm going to try to keep it under the 2 hours here. So if, does anyone else want a card? Yeah, Linda's awesome, isn't she? She's definitely one of us. I only recently can hear the universe. If I can't hear the whispers, if you can't hear the whispers, you will get a calling. Sorry. Oh, frick. And get a scream. Endure the screams and get a shove. It is the love shove, though. Yeah. Yeah. Listen. And then, like, a lot of times it'll come through in like different messages, sometimes in like objects and things that you find, those synchronicities, like those are those signs, right? That's all messages from the universe going, you're on the right path. Keep going. I mean, Tulsi looks a little skeptical, but you know, she's a cat. She doesn't understand sometimes. Don't tell her I said that. Right, baby? Oh, you're perfect and you're smart. And you are the universe. You are the universe covered in fur. Yeah. Oh, my little sweet one. Oh, my little sweet one. Oh, I want to kiss your little nose. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. And it seems like, I don't know, Linda, if have you watched NTR? You've come before, haven't you? Because there was one on synchronicity. You might want to watch that one where we talk about all that kind of fun stuff. Just listen. Just listen. Listen and, yeah. Anyone else? Oh, there we go. Chat stopped moving. Oh, good, Scotty. I'm glad. Did you go wipe it? Because that helps too, I've heard. Yeah, I know, and I don't want her to eat any of my peas. They're safe for cats, but they're high in sugar, and cats can't handle sugar very well. Getting loud messages several times a day for over a year. Oh wow, that's very cool. Okay, good night, Alex. Milk. Is Millie still awake? There she is. Oh, Millie is still awake. Okay. I'm so going to hold that over you. What's that? I don't remember what I said if you're talking to me. Okay, so the cat's a little bit of a problem here. Yeah, these are not wasabi. These are like fresh. Well, as fresh as they are when they come in a bag. Get your face out of there. Oh my goodness, she was just going for the gold. Jeez Louise. Ah. Yeah. Well, unless anyone has anything else, we shall part ways. It's 11:03. Or 1 for some of yous. Some of yous. Okay. And I don't have an outro now. I guess I'll have to sing a song. Not this time, though. I'll have to figure something out because I got used to that. I like it. But then it didn't work anyway. So I don't know. I don't know what it wants from me. Maybe I can have like maybe when I'm doing streaming from my phone, I'll be able to have a, what do you call it? An intro and an outro and countdown and the whole 9 yards there. Because I still have it in there saved, so I can still do it. But yeah. Yeah, and Victor's going to bed too. I think it's time. I think it's time. Yeah, see, Tulsi agrees. She's like, get off of there and give me some love. There she goes. Okay. All right. So I love you guys. Thank you so very much for hanging out for 2 hours and through all my tech troubles and everything and ramblings and stuff. Yeah, love you. Okay. Oh, I don't know how to stop it here. Maybe that. Nope, not that one. Okay, so end stream right down there. That's a weird place to put it, but okay. Okay,